Hello and welcome to my channel. If you enjoy this video, hit the like button. And if you want to see more videos like it, hit the subscribe button. And if you want to be notified whenever I post a new video, hit the bell icon. I see you're just sitting there. You haven't went to like the video or subscribe yet. Do it. Do it right now. It doesn't matter if you haven't seen the rest of the video. Hit the like button and subscribe. Thank you. You better have done it, or I'm coming for you. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to What If Deku Was the God of Destruction and Creation? Season 2, Episode 2. I know the last part was a bit of a letdown, seeing how it was the most anticipated episode of the entire series. But I plan on making it up to you, for not only have I not posted in a while, but the last part was pretty crappy. So, I hope you guys enjoy. Sit back, relax. Deku would freeze. He could feel a power he has never felt before. The 7 deadly sins would appear right in front of him. All of the demons that were charging towards Deku would halt, frozen in place in fear. The great gluttony, lust, envy, all 7 of the deadly sins were standing right in front of them. They would all scramble to get away. As lust would begin, lusting over Deku, he would ask Deku if he would be willing to go to a bedroom, have some fun with him. But gluttony would grab lust by the neck, putting his mouth over his, and then would jump right down onto lust's head, ripping it clean off of his body. He would throw the building back towards Earth, crashing into a building, causing it to collapse on some people hiding inside of it. They would all be killed instantly. The other sins would be furious at gluttony for doing this, but there was nothing they could do to stop him. He had just absorbed the power of lust by eating him. None of them were a match for him. As gluttony would order them to go find some survivors and kill them, he would handle the so-called Son of God, or second Son of God. Deku would be furious at this blatant refusal of bowing down to him. He would be so mad. Not only had he just lost the love of his life, but now this demon is making fun of him, making fun of God, making fun of the Son of God. Deku would not stand for this. He would tell Gluttony that if he wants to live, he should bow down. Gluttony would laugh at this and would say, "That's a good joke. Ha 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 ha. You really think I'm afraid of you and your magical powers given to you by God? You failed to stop us in the first place. What makes you think you can stop us now?" Deku could feel his creation powers starting to disintegrate as more and more anger took over him, more and more of his destruction powers seeping through. God warned Deku to never allow his emotions to get too out of check, but it was happening. Deku was losing every ounce of the good in his body, and the anger was starting to seep in. Thoughts of Uraraka and the great memories they had flashing through with the pictures of her dead and mangled body. The demon standing right next to her. The sin of this world standing next to her. Deku couldn't handle it anymore. The anger would take him over as his eyes would turn red, and he would unleash an aura so strong it would blow all of the buildings in a 1-mile radius away. As if a tornado ripped right through them, they would just be blown off of their hinges. The aura would make even the devil scared. But Gluttony wasn't afraid. He was just hungry. Deku would launch at Gluttony with his fists ready to pummel him as Gluttony would grab Deku's punch before it even made contact with him and would take a huge bite out of Deku's hand, leaving it in half. Deku would punch Gluttony right in the jaw, knocking him away. Deku would shriek in pain, and without his creation powers, he couldn't heal as fast as he normally could. But this only added wood to Deku's already raging fire of anger. Deku would launch right at Gluttony, who was already still flying through the air due to Deku's punch, and would hit him even harder with another punch, sending him just tumbling straight into the earth. Gluttony would try and stand up, but Deku would land on top of him and begin pummeling him with his half-eaten hand and his other hand ready to kill Gluttony. But Gluttony would only be laughing as Deku's punches would be taking entire chunks out of Gluttony's body. As all of a sudden, Gluttony would match Deku with his own punch, straight through Deku's chest. Deku would be caught entirely off guard. Gluttony would begin laughing with whatever face he had left from the pummeling. Deku would spit up blood as he would ask, What is this?" As Gluttony would stand up, arms still in Deku's chest, as he would whisper in Deku's ear, "Death, son of God," as he would take a bite out of Deku's ear and then push him to the ground. Deku wouldn't have words for what just happened. Deku had no ounce of creation left in his body. He couldn't heal this. He was dying. As Gluttony would step on Deku's head, crushing Deku's skull. As Gluttony would begin devouring Deku's body. The rest of the survivors would see this, and they would be horrified. The second son of God was just murdered in front of them. Is God just going to allow this to happen? Gluttony would be tearing each piece of flesh from Deku's bones that he could find. Muscle, flesh, organs, bone. He was going to leave no trace of the Son of God left. The civilians would begin running away as the demons would begin their assault once more. Deku was dead, and there was nowhere and no one left to save them or hide. The earth was doomed for destruction. When all of a sudden, Gluttony would explode from the inside out. His smile would quickly fade into a distorted grin as Deku would have reformed inside of Gluttony's stomach. Gluttony's head would fall to the ground and roll over to a tree that wasn't burnt down. Deku would walk over to the body and would pick up the head by the horn. He would smile and let out a chuckle as he would use his destruction powers to disintegrate the head, leaving nothing left of Gluttony. The civilians who were previously running would stop as the demons would also stop. The demons would all head to attack Deku, but Deku would just simply put his palm out and disintegrate all of the demons in front of him. The civilians would cheer as they would run over to Deku to thank him, but something wasn't quite right with Deku. The civilians would quickly feel this pressure of fear building inside of them. They would drop to their knees and beg Deku to forgive them for whatever they've done and just please don't harm them. As Deku would raise his fist before he spoke. I am the righteous hand of God, and I'm the devil that you all forgot. And I am here today to bring pain to the sinners of this world. As he would grab one of the civilians by their throat and would lift them into the air, strangling them. The other two would scream as they would try and run away. Deku would simply raise his fist and then disintegrate one of them. The other one would try and get behind cover as Deku would simply disintegrate the cover they tried to get behind. As he would walk towards them, the other person still in his left hand, slowly dying. Deku would grab the girl by her hair and would lift her into the air and slam her head into a rock. The other one would raise his hand out to try and save her, but it would be too late. The pressure of Deku's simple gesture of throwing her head into a rock would have killed her instantly, crushing her skull, sending shards of her own skull straight into her brain, leaving her dead within a second. Deku would stare into the eyes of the person as he was taking his final gasps for air. As he would say, "How does it feel knowing that you're going straight to hell? Right to where all those demons escaped from. They've been tortured for eons. But you won't get the same pleasure of escaping. You'll be there forever." As he would snap the civilian's neck and drop him to the ground. Bakugo would have seen this from afar and would be absolutely horrified. He would tell Todoroki to get the kids out of there and that he was going to do whatever he could to stop Deku. Deku would feel the gazing eyes of Bakugo from afar and would look straight in Bakugo's direction as Deku would disappear. Bakugo would begin questioning himself as to where Deku went, as Deku would tap on Bakugo's shoulder. "What are you looking at?" Bakugo would scream as he was so startled at Deku's sudden appearance. He would grab his gun and fire 3 shots into Deku's chest. Deku would laugh at this pitiful attempt at killing him, as he would grab the gun and disintegrate it, and then grab the hand that was holding it and would crush it, as he would rip Bakugo's arm straight out of its socket and would throw it to the side. Bakugo would begin screaming as he was in so much pain. His arm had just been ripped off, and he was scared. Deku had been his friend for so long, and he's going to die to him. Deku would grab Bakugo by his spiky hair and lift him into the air, as he would throw him off of the edge that he was watching Deku from, as he would go tumbling or go falling about 20 feet. As he would hit the ground, he could feel his back break into 1,000 pieces. He would try and get up, but he was in too much pain to do so. As Deku would see Todoroki running away with his kids, Deku would bum rush Todoroki, slamming his hand straight through Todoroki's abdomen. Todoroki would drop to the ground, still holding on to the newborns. Deku would grab them, as he would get a flashback of him and Uraraka. This would snap him out of his anger-fueled craze, and he could feel his creation powers coming back. He would quickly heal Todoroki and would go back to Bakugo and heal him. He would apologize to them for everything he just did, as Todoroki would tell Deku that as of now he probably shouldn't keep the kids, and Deku would agree. He was unstable and there was a war going on. He had to handle it first. He would kiss each one of his kids goodbye and would disappear. As all of this was going on, the underground was currently surging with different villain uprisings. The entire world was in chaos. But one man had it all. We would cut to an abandoned Okinawa, Japan. Overhaul would call out to Eri, telling her to come out of hiding, or else he would kill her new friend. Eerie would not respond. He would walk into a deserted part of the compound and would see two men, one in the fanciest suit and tie with horns and wings, another in a suit and tie just without the wings and a horn and with some kind of ventilator on. And the one with wings was holding Eerie by her hair. Overhaul would tell him to drop her, as the man with wings would ask, "Do you want to have your cork back?"